to get into it, and yet I got to get them in the chair to stay on my schedule. I just feel like I have opportunities because I have a few hundred clients, and that's a good chance to, and I'm not using it.
Absolutely.
You
Yeah,
know,
it's a fear thing, and we got to get through, got to overcome that hurdle. I understand what you're talking about, not wanting to, you know, push
yeah.
somebody. People love you, Annie. You've got such a great spirit about you and a great,
Mm,
you know, if you're just doing it in a loving way like you do,
yeah,
you can't help the way some people receive stuff. If you're doing it the right
right.
way, I tell people all the time, you can't say
The wrong
the
thing
right
to the
thing
right.
to the wrong person, right, and the wrong thing to the right person. And with your heart, we know everybody that knows you knows your heart. Your clients, especially, they've been with you for years. So, of course, I don't want you to lose a client, but if you're speaking from
Right.
your heart, then, you're not.
I do better in person too than the phone, so it is a nice opportunity. We're eyeball to eyeball. We're sitting in the salon, I can really, they can feel my joy for it.
Yeah.
And
Right.
yet I want to cut it off and not say too much, so
Yeah. And excitement's a big part of it, right? Excitement's a big part. If somebody sees and feels that excitement in your voice, I'll get off phone calls and go, Chris, people say, I can hear how excited you are about it, because it's just the level goes up. It comes through the phone, especially
Right.
comes through the person. You light up. If you're just monotone, well, I found this new company and an opportunity, and I think you might want to make some money. Man.
They're snoring.
Right. People want to feel that enthusiasm because we are excited. We know what we have here, especially for the new people there on the West Coast. We do have something. Some of you don't even have your products yet. So I can't wait for you to get them and experience what we truly have, because they are life-changing. And then if you get into the WhatsApp groups and the testimonial groups, you see and feel what people are, the changes and people are going through with their bodies, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. There's so many changes going on, and people, you get excited because then you know that you have something in your hands that you almost feel obligated to go share with people.
That's
Because
right.
it's not salesy, then you're going to help somebody. A lot of you've heard my little stick about the stick of gum. I'm always offering somebody a stick of gum. If they don't want my stick of gum, I don't get offended. If somebody says no, don't get offended. Just know what you have, and know that you have something that's truly changing lives. And if you go to them with that heart and that mentality, not looking at them as a number, you're looking at truly as you want to help them with their health and wealth because you found something. They'll see that,
Sure.
the people that you know and love will see that truly. And look, it took my family, I've been doing this 14 years, right? And they know the success I've had in this industry. And it took my brother and sister-in-law. I gave a lot of people on day one the opportunity to come in day one, February 20th of last year, before anybody was in the system. And my family told me no.
Right.
And I said, guys, you don't understand what I'm getting ready to do. You don't tell. It
So
took them 6 months to tell me
a lot of conversation.
So that's the feedback I want. Like the stigma of, they hear network marketing, I see the life come out of their face. It's like,
It's unfortunate people just have, honestly, it's really unfortunate that people have that mentality. I believe and I don't mean this ugly, I just think it's ignorance of just not knowing better, honestly.
that's right.
And it's definitely a wave of the future. I feel like this is where the future
Brilliant.
is, and we're on the beginnings of it. Like, we're in a really good place to be in it.
Yeah. It's online marketing. Back in the day, it was different, right? You were having to warehouse products, you were having to inventory products, you were having to deliver products in the network.
What did you just call it? Online marketing?
Right now, it's online marketing, online sales, because look, Amazon's doing it, Google's doing it. Everybody goes online now for their purchases. The majority of people, that's why big box retail stores are closing down. Jennifer was there.
Like crazy.
Like crazy. They just, there's constantly announcements of big box stores that are shutting hundreds of stores every month. It's crazy. So people have a different mindset now of online retail or online buying. Let's just call it online buying habits instead of online selling or online retail. Online buying habits. So you just tell them, look, I found an online buying, supplement company that it's very unique. It's new to market. The absorption rate, you don't want to get into, again, that's more for the connect call. If you can get them to that point. If not, look, a lot of you on this call have been with a company a number of months. You're educated enough. If you have to get to that point, you can share with your results. And it's like I always say, facts tell, but stories sell. Y'all have heard Ricky say that too. It's so true.
I've never heard that. Facts.
You're trying to just rattle off facts. Nobody cares about facts all the time. They want to know stories. They want to know transformations. They want to know the testimonials of people's lives being changed. If you can share a story, especially if it's you personally.
And it doesn't have to be a health related story. I mean, it could be. And I'm going to share while Chris is talking about, you keep talking, I'm going to share a sheet to help with that. Oh yeah. You keep going.
Okay.
Heck, I was so focused this weekend after 2 days I started on Saturday and I got 3 days worth of bookkeeping done in 2 days because I was able to focus so well.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
From our products.
Yes.
You've already
Yeah.
got that story, Christy. You're feeling the effects in 3 days already of better energy, better mental
And-
clarity. Yeah.
And I went for a walk, and you guys don't understand how big that is because I've been fighting with my body being able to flex, specifically my feet, for 16 years. And my feet were flexing, they were moving. I was able to walk. I was happy, and I came home happy after my walk. So not in tears and pain.
That's awesome. Wow. I'm going to put this, that's great, Christy. That's a great
I
testimonial.
like this.
Okay, so I just sent this link to you guys. It's in boards. It's in the 3 info boards. So the main one that Ricky Francois put together. And I love this because this helps you write your invite or your script, how to do that. And it's really taking your story, like you just said, Chrissy, and you just did it. You just condensed it into a 30-second or less little invite that would work, if you're talking to really anybody. But I love how she put this together. She put this together, gosh, I think before she came into 3, she said this was one of the first documents that she ever put together, and she's never changed it. She loves it that much. She's never changed it. So yeah. So when she said that, I was like, oh, well, maybe that's a good one. I should share that with our team. So, and I'll tell you, it's under the heading of how to write or create a contact script. And so her first thing is, make it urgent, because people do like to feel like it just makes you look like you're busy, you're important, which we are, but also it helps to eliminate that I can talk and I have more time to tell you about this. That way people will say, if you only have a few minutes, then I can't get into it right now. Let's talk tomorrow when I have some more time. And I know that works because I've used that line before, and it actually was at a time where it was true. I didn't have to make it up, but I was like, I can't talk now, but let's get together on a phone call later. And they were like, okay. So just creating the urgency and then the interest, create interest. I think and I'm going to skip that part really quick, but taking the pressure off and compliment the person when you see somebody like Chris, he reaches out to somebody and he's like, oh, I noticed that you're with, the dog. I don't know what you were saying.
I just
You're picking that up. Anyway, but if you find somebody that you haven't talked to in a while, compliment them on their kids. Make them know that you're, watching what they had to say, what they're doing in their life, or, really like that thing, the decoration you put in your house, or whatever it is. People want to be complimented, and they're more susceptible and open-minded to listen to what you have to say if it comes off something very positive. Because let's be honest, how often do we get complimented? Not very. So I feel like if that's incorporated in there, that's helpful. I know when Chris compliments me, he gets a lot luckier.
I think compliments make connections.
Compliments make connections. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
And then,
Amy.
so I think that's create interest. This is really where your story comes in. And what your story is, where you were, what you, where is it? Where you were before 3, why you chose 3, and where you are now. Those 3 things. So it could be financial, it could be your health. Like Chrissy was just saying, you don't understand. Before this, I couldn't do it. And I chose it because I really saw an opportunity to help my health. And so, and now I was able to do X, Y, and Z since I started doing this. Like my energy, my focus is better. And so those 3 things were accomplished when she told her quote unquote story, I guess. So, and I don't know that you have to put all that in there because I feel like, but you do need to know your story. I think that's really important. I don't know that you're going to use it with every script you write, but I feel like knowing that always and being able to have that right here to tell it in a 30-minute conversation or a 30-second conversation is really important.
Your 30-second commercial is critical. And that's the same thing that you're going to use in an interview that you're going to use here.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you've ever heard of that when you're taking resume classes or whatever, you want a 30-second commercial so that you're about yourself and about why you are doing 3, what is it that draws you in. That's a 30-second commercial that is about you and how you relate to the products.
Yes, that's awesome. Thank you, Christy.
Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, that's probably what those scripts are, right? I mean, have a really good friend that just introduced me to something that I'm really excited about. New company just launched in 14 countries. Just amazing products. I'd love to share what I've just learned and how it's helped me. And when can we get on? Can I get on a phone call with you?
Can you text me that exact thing?
Oh my gosh. I
I think you've done it.
I just made it up.
What, exactly that. I know, that was so good.
Wow.
Well, it's,
I mean, I got part of it. I just kind of pulled up
he pulled up in here. He went in there and he
Yeah,
went
go
into
to general
general,
scripts.
and then he went to number 3, and he kind of pulled it from out of here.
yes,
I'm gonna say go through read every one of these scripts. I know that sounds like the most fun that y'all could have on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday night. So I'm gonna highly suggest to go through and read every one and highlight it.
well, they're not, but 12 of them or 15, and they're all
Well, there's
2 sentences.
a few more. I mean, that's just on this page.
Right, but I'm just saying,
There's
like 1 sentence, not a book. It's
right. I mean, it won't
sentence.
take y'all on that long. But I do like how they're categorized out and you can really look through to see, okay, maybe there's something in this one that might help me or this one that might help me. You just don't know. Like I do like the general text scripts. I feel like sometimes, and it really does depend on the person you're talking to, what their background is, how long you've known them, if they trust you or not. That all that's going to come into play. And then, like Chris said, some of them aren't going to be interested, and it's okay with that too. It's okay.
I promise I get more no's in 1 day than most people get in a year.
Mhm.
Just I'm true. It's that many people I reach out to. So I get no's constantly.
In marketing, you're looking at a 10% success rate. So for every 100, you might get 10, maybe. And the numbers really are a little bit less than that when we're dealing with, talking to people and doing that. So if you talk to 100 people and you get 2 or 3, you're doing awesome.
Right.
And as Jim Rohn would say when they say no, isn't that interesting?
Interesting.
The other thing is no really helps you know what direction to go. Okay, not that direction right now. Maybe come back to it, but right now, okay, now I can pivot and go on to the next.
And right, and no doesn't necessarily mean no, right? No means just not right now. They're not at 12 o'clock. They're not ready to hear what you have to say at that moment, which many of you have heard my story over and over and over again. I've talked to people for months and years before some of them said yes to me, before they were right at 12 o'clock. You know, one of my best friends, a real estate developer here in Raleigh, makes plenty of money, had no interest in network marketing. But after years of watching me do this, he saw the time freedom that we had. We're at the beach, we're doing the things, you know, we're working, but we're working where we want to, at the beach
Right.
doing whatever. And he finally said, Chris, I'm not missing this opportunity with you. And he jumped on day one. He said, I will be a part because I've watched you. I'm tired of working 70 hours a week. He said, I've seen that. But he wasn't ready a few years ago, but he's ready now. Same thing with another girl. I reached out to her for years. She told me no. She finally, eventually, she said yes, and she took my income from 10,000 a month to 10,000 a week, like that, because she didn't even want. And she told me point blank, I don't want to do your business. I just want to use your products. But when people get a result, you can't help sharing with somebody. You share your heart because it's just natural that we have. Go ahead, Annie. That we do that.
I need a little help with this woman then that I don't want to give up on. And I spoke to you about her for a minute. She's holistic doctor down in Coral Gables, reputation through the Yang Yang. I know she's looking for a change. My brother-in-law, who's big in the business world, she's talking to him. So he was telling me, and I think this would be something amazing for her. So we played a little phone tag. She said, well, give me an idea of what it is. So I sent her a few videos. I asked Francois from, board, some of the Dr. Dan's videos, and she's like ghosting me, but I don't want to give up on her because she doesn't even know what she's saying no to. Anybody she tells to take certain things, they do everything. They come to her, you know what I'm saying? So I think she wants to not be so tied to her business either. How do I proceed without being a pain in the ass?
Well, let's you and I get on a call. Let's you and I talk.
Okay.
Because we'll have, I need a little bit more scenario, what,
Sure.
what she does, and we can talk through some different ideas. But, if she hasn't seen, if she doesn't know the fact that we're on the PDR, I mean, if she doesn't know that, that's great information because doctors' antennas go up when they find we're on the physician's desk reference.
I would love to see what it
information
says about us in there.
What's
You know,
that?
I would love to see what it says about us in there.
Well, you can go to pdr.net and you can look it up. It's just, it'll go through pdr.net, type in 3 in the search bar, and it will pull up all 6 of our products.
It just shows our ingredients.
Yeah.
Shows that we are in there. To be in there is what is,
That's credible. Yeah.
very
Yeah.
credible.
Okay, I will, Chris. Thank you. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to give up because I hear your voice saying, yeah, it took me sometimes a year or 6 touches or 8 touches, so.
She hasn't said no. She's
Yeah. And most of the time, Annie, it's more than 6 or 7 touches.
Okay,
It rarely happens in those first 5 touches. I'm telling you.
I believe that.
7, 8, 9, those numerous touches is what, the 2-day, 2-week, 2-month, and then you just kind of continue to drip. Hey, hope you're doing well.
Wear them out. No.
Yeah, but you're just saying, hey, you just kind of finally start going, hey, what do you want?
Right.
Well, good. I'm glad you.
She's missing out is where I'm coming from. In my mind, she's missing out on something very special that could work in her favor big time.
Yeah,
She has the
doesn't-
infrastructure and she has the client base.
Right. She doesn't know what she doesn't know yet. So we've just got to get something in front of her that the eyebrows raise and she asks the next question.
yeah.
And we'll figure
I even said to her, I'm happy to come down and bring some product for you to even try for yourself. And she didn't respond to that either. Because I have enough inventory. I was going to bring her a box of each, which I don't typically offer that, but she's a big enough prospect that I would be willing to do that if that's advisable.
Yeah, she's busy. She'll, we'll
Okay.
figure out a way. We'll tack it together. I'm definitely.
Okay.
So, all right. I went off on a tangent, but I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that's okay. How about, let's just ask, is there anybody else out there that feels stuck? What specifically do you feel stuck with? If you wanna, just anybody put you on the spot.
Paris has
Me.
her hand up.
Oh, okay. Hey, Paris.
Hi. Don't mind my face. I fell on my face this morning.
Oh no, are you okay?
Well, it's hidden.
I
very
am. I
well.
tripped over my dog, so I'm like, ugh. But anyhow, yeah, so I get stuck too, like what Annie's saying, getting them on the 3-way calls. They don't, you start bringing up a phone call and
What do
I
you
don't
say?
have-
What do you tell us what you say or screenshot your text or
Well, I just, I start telling them about how I've come across this new company that's a great opportunity. And I'll tell them about it, and they'll start getting interested in it. And I'll say, oh, well, why don't you give me time where you have 20, 30 minutes and I can get on a call with you. And they're like, yeah, okay. And I'm usually in person, and then I'll get the phone number or something, and then I'll reach out to them and they don't answer, or okay, yeah, I'll call you tomorrow. I'll give you a time. And then I'll keep texting, hi, can you get on this call? You're ready to, whatever. But they just stop responding.
Yep.
I
I
would-
run into that too.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I run into that as
No.
well. I think that's just
Just say, hey, I want to follow up. What was it that interested you when we had our first conversation? Just say,
Right.
ask that question. Say, what was it that interested you when we first talked? I want to see if I can help in any way. And then
Yeah,
see-
like Dr. Gershfeld, he was so excited when we spoke to him, right, Chris?
yeah, it was a good call.
And now he went ghost.
Well, that was what, a week and a half ago, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's not long. He's a busy doc. We'll get Dr. Gershman. Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
I'll
So,
follow
yeah.
up in our text as well.
Yeah, and I have two. Yeah, I have two. So, but I know right now, I think he's in California right now, though. So he might be back next week.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what it is. It's just I do talk about it a lot. I do bring it up to people a lot. I try not to say too much because I know that I could get myself in trouble. I'll tell them about the products and how good they are and how I tried them first. I've been on them for 4 months, and my God, my hair, my nails, my skin, what a difference, and clarity, and with the Revive and
That's
how the
good
inflammation and the pain. And then I said I liked it so much I decided to get in the business part of it. It's something I think I'm really excited about. And I tell a lot of people about it, but it's, I guess, I don't know. I just have to keep 100 people. You say, what is it? 100 people, you might get two.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I guess
well,
I'm gonna
you
have to
can-
start talking more.
You're
Yeah.
really looking at 10% being your best number most of the time with marketing.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
I found it, as you get better, it's 10 to sometimes 20, depends on, my first, I showed that slide in Charlotte about Bill Gates, just
I love
in,
that.
in the overall thing. He said, look, I showed the plan to 1,200 people.
I love that.
300 people seemed interested. 80 said, or 70 said yes. And he said, out of those 70, 13 made me a billionaire. And it's all about, it isn't numbers. It's showing as many times as you can. Because look, in the first company I was with, I bet I showed and talked to 2,500 people, if I had to guess, in that ballpark over a 7-year period. 250. So what's that? That's 10%, right? 10% said, yeah, 250 joined me in that company. Out of those 250, I bet I had 20 something that decided they wanted to do a little bit. And then I had like 4 that wanted to run with me. And I made millions of dollars. So I'm telling you, it's just, it truly is what Christy's saying. If you're only having a few reach outs, you're not going to have the success you want. So you got to do more and more and more. If you're depending upon the people you've already brought in, it's always, that's the love. You got to love that, really enjoy that, and reaching out to people because you know your heart, you've got something for them. And if you will reach out to more and more people, you're going to find those yeses. You will come across them. Just don't let the no's discourage you, because I promise you, there are going to be more no's than there are yeses by a lot. So don't get discouraged, and keep in mind why you're doing this. The numbers don't lie. They don't. And everybody that I tell this, and everybody that's had success in this industry will tell you the exact same thing. You have to go out and show the plan. And what I mean show the plan, you have to make connections. Reach out to 2 people a day. Make it a goal at a minimum, 2 people a day, right?
That's how
5
Holly
days a
Corbin
week.
is.
So, yeah, 2. And Corbin told Holly she was crazy for doing this. Crazy. But she said, I'm doing it anyway. And she said, I'm going to bed. I'm going to reach out to 2 people a day. she's made $20+ million in this industry.
But
because
she's been in it, remember how long?
that's what I'm saying, over 18 years.
Yeah.
But I'm saying she did not give up.
But there are 5 types of adopters. So you're going to have people like Chris. He's an innovator. He dove in, he saw what it was, he jumped in and got going. There's early adopters. Some of us are probably early adopters. We heard about it and we're like, okay, we're on it. And then everybody else, those other 3 are slower to come around. They're going to take a couple of times talking to them. They're going to think about it. They're going to ask some questions from people besides you, and then they're going to come back. So, and some people are going to take weeks, some months, and some are going to be like, oh man, I should have done that. So,
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Really
That's on
good
point,
point.
Christy. It's absolutely right. Yeah. Not everybody's the same. It's going to give you the same time frame for a yes. Some are immediately. Look, Ricky told me about it. I said, I'm in. Let's go. After I got on the phone with Daniel,
Didn't even know the name of the company
Didn't
or
even
the
know the name.
products or anything. Nothing.
but I knew after talking with Ricky and after talking with Daniel what this was, what we had in our hands. And I've been telling companies no for 4 years. But I knew when I heard about this that it was something different because of the people that were involved. And then now you know about the products, you have the testimonials at hand, you can share those. There's nothing else out there like what we're doing. It's just not happening.
And the big
Products
feature
and good
too is
companies.
getting in so early.
Yeah.
know?
Right.
Yeah.
And they're good products and good companies, don't get me wrong. I mean,
Rick, did you have your hand raised? Did you want to?
Yeah, I was, thanks. I have found psychologically, if I tell someone 20 to 30 minutes, they get very put off by that. It sounds like a long time. So I just say 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And in
Yeah.
all the conversations or in all the connect calls that you and I have done, I don't think we've ever had somebody say, hey guys, okay, that was 15 minutes, or hey, this is a lot longer than 15 minutes.
right.
You know what I mean? I won't say 20 or 30 minutes because I know if I were approached with that, I'd be like, yeah, let's that would be my first objection is the amount of time.
I'd be
That's a
like,
good-
yeah, I agree. I think 10 or 15 minutes. And then if they get to that 15 minutes and they're like, okay, never mind, you're done. Okay. That's not the person you wanted anyway. But if they're on that 15 minutes and they're still listening and they make it to 20 or 30 minutes, they're a probability for your business.
Exactly.
Both
And-
incredible points. Rick,
That's
that's
great.
fantastic. I like that verbiage of keeping that time frame way down, 10 to 15 minutes. Yeah.
Or just saying, do your time for a quick call.
Yeah. Or time for a quick call. Yeah. Keep it.
Yeah.
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 Really
So-
good.
I also think that the market in South Florida at least is a little bit different than maybe the rest of the country. And that's why, and it's because people down here are naturally skeptic, that there's so many rip-off schemes and so much con stuff going on
I
that
agree.
everybody is extremely cautious
Yeah.
with anything that is presented to them. So it's, that in and of itself is, I feel, an additional obstacle that we have to overcome. And that's why, I think with what Annie was saying, we get a lot more of the, well, what's this about? And it's pressed, a little bit harder than it may be in other areas.
All right. Very good.
Yeah. I mean, and then you go back to, it's just, we're an online,
Can we
Yeah.
use Amazon as like that we're comparing it like an Amazon company? We're
yeah,
direct
you're used to,
selling.
you're used to buying online. That's all we are. Is we're a wholesaler. We're wholesale buying, online, and that the company pays us referrals if we refer other people as well. If you get to that point, it's not what you lead with, it's referrals. But when you get to that, then yeah, the only difference between us, you'll hear me say it, in traditional business is, the company pays us for word of mouth advertising.
Right.
That's the only difference between us and a normal business.
And I think that the words online marketing is fantastic. I think I think everyone is open to that.
And also, and I do too, and how you say it and your posture with it, just believing that it's great. I
Yeah.
love this. Or you-
No, I think that's your posture is key when you're talking with somebody about when you talk about, yes, this is online marketing company. You're not going, yeah, it's this network marketing thing. Yeah, I mean, it sounds good. It's online, it's network marketing.
have to
No, I mean, really, show that enthusiasm and that confidence in what we have. Right?
when I first started this, that would have been me. Like, yeah.
And I mean, listen, I get it. The first three people I approached, the first thing they said was, "Oh, is this like that pyramid thing?"
Yeah.
And it was like,
Yes.
"Oh my God," you
Yes,
know.
it
I mean,
is.
the first three, and so that created within me a lot of, you know, uncertainty and insecurity and all of this. And I mean, through the different trainings and, you know, the different things that Brandy and I have attended, it's made me feel a lot better. And like, you know, you guys are saying that posturing, where it's
Yeah.
like, you want to call it pyramid, whatever, fine, but that's not what this is, you
Right.
know.
Yeah.
I've
But I
learned to
was
say,
like,
I've
crushed.
learned to say myself, like, no, what's the best kind of advertising is word of mouth, right? Any business, you know, that's where I'll go. They'll say a pyramid, you know, I've learned to turn that around now and my posture has gotten a lot better and be like, no, okay, I had a business before. And how did I get my people from that? Word of mouth. My dental office that I work for, how do we get business? Word of mouth. You know,
Yes.
this is a company that we're going out and we're the word of mouth for the company, you know, to grow instead of them paying advertising. It's great. You
It's
know,
a brilliant business model, the
it
compounding.
is.
It's
It
brilliant.
is. It is. And I'm excited too, because I want to get out of going to work and I tell them I want to get out of going to an office. I don't want to do that. I want to be able to go to the beach and work, go to Europe and work, like go anywhere.
Yeah, I don't want to be stuck in that pyramid that y'all are in with the CEO and the executive vice presidents and the vice presidents and the
Yeah.
managers and the directors and the input. No, yeah, I don't want to be a part of that pyramid either. Good luck with that.
Exactly.
I've actually
My
done,
full-time job is a pyramid scheme.
All right.
yeah, I've actually done that, like with some attorney friends of mine that I've talked to. I'm like, how do you get business? You get business because you have satisfied customers and they refer people to you. Like that's
Right.
that's how your law practice runs.
Right.
You know, that's how mine runs. I don't advertise, you know, this is how we do it. So why not do it for something else?
That's right.
Especially
the
if
way
you're
it
tired of
pays, and it's
being
a great
impossible
company.
for the ungrateful.
One more thing I'll say about your script is the more you approach people, the better you're going to get. So when you go about sending something or saying something, immediately you're going to know, I could have said that different. Write that down, what you don't want to do again, so you don't do it again, or try not to do it again. But be aware of what you're saying after the fact. You know, just realize that you're not going to be perfect, that you're learning. I think the people who've done this and been really successful in this stopped in the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
Awful.
It's all
Like,
fell forward.
yes. And the biggest thing is just keep on going as hard as it feels. Don't give up, and know you're learning each step. Every time you take a step, you're getting better, and it takes time. I always equate it to like, and I think Jim Rohn says this in his stuff. He talks about planting the seed, and it's biblical. And planting that seed, it takes time for that seed to actually grow. I mean, we have to cultivate it. We have to water it and give it sunlight and let the air get in there. We can't just pop that seed in there and expect it just to be like, oh, they signed up, everybody. You're in and you're in and you're in, like Oprah Winfrey. You get some vitality and you get some revival. It does take time. And that's, I mean, all these things, trust me, guys, it is not just you. I'm learning this. And I think Chris, he's
Constantly learning.
still learn. I mean, it's not anything, it's a constant process. Those self-development, personal development videos that are on boards, they're in there. I highly recommend, Teresa, you would highly recommend, I see you nodding your head. You guys get in there and watch them if you can put, and I know, Jana, you get in there and you watch them. putting that time in there to really, it helps give you encouragement to know that you're not alone and that everybody goes through this and it's all a learning process. And I love that they're in chronological order. So number one, you should watch number one first. Like me, I'm like one of those people, I'm like, oh, let me go to number 15 and see what that looks like. And then I realized they were all in chronological order.
And where is this exactly? So they'll
So
know.
if you go into boards and then if you, the main page on 3 info, just scroll down to personal development where you see the little brain and then click through to UCrew. And then that'll take you to the UCrew, the YouTube page that has, I don't know, 50 plus videos.
There's
in
so
there.
much information in boards. If you, as the new people, if you haven't gone through boards to look at the old Zoom
Some of them have.
recordings
I feel like
and
most
training, things like, there's so much information. I don't want to overwhelm you. I just want you to know it's there. So when you have a few minutes, look on boards, find something, put it in your ear and just listen real quick. It is replication and consistency help hone your skills. Even when I don't do a connect call with some people for a week or so, even in that week you lose, you get onto a roll, right? You start doing it more and more consistently. It just comes easier. It comes more natural. And then when you take some time off from doing it, you lose a little track. So yeah, hone those skills. I mean, we're all honing our skills every day to be better at this. Look, it's a marathon, not a sprint. You've heard me say it, and I'll say it every time we talk. It's a long-term, this is a long-term play. This is not happening overnight. This is not going to happen. And very rarely does it happen for you in the first year or the first 2 years. It's a process. You have to build the foundation. You have to have that built. And as you grow, then you build upon those, that foundation brick by brick by brick. And all of a sudden you've got a very strong foundation and it starts to explode. Things go to happen. Go ahead, Teresa. What were you going to ask?
I just wanted to share, for me, all of the personal, I wanted to touch on what you had said, Jen, about the personal development. Like the Slight Edge was life-changing for me. Like every day I do the same thing every day. I have my morning routine where, I spend time in my prayer meditation. I do my gratitude list. I post on Facebook. On my way to work, I listen to either Jim Rohn or some other motivational something, but I'm always, they say garbage in, garbage out. So I'm always wanting to put all that information in me so that I'm able to use it, because I have to train me to do this. And in order for me to be able to, I got so many no's. People blocked me on Facebook. People said to me, oh, is this why you reached out to me? Is this what this is all about? And it's like, I know what my motive is. However, I need to learn and grow so that I can be able to better, have thicker skin, so to speak, and just know that what I'm really doing. And so I don't know if that helps anyone, but the personal development is key.
Teresa, I've seen you come, 180 degrees.
yeah.
And when I first met you, 10 months ago? How long has it been now?
Since end of May.
Yeah, so almost 10 months. Yeah, you've done I won't say a 360, you've done a 180. You've literally gone about face. You have, I remember our first conversations initially, you're like, there was some frustration. We all get frustrated. But just to see you grow and what you've done in the last 9 months has been incredible. And that's why because you're doing the things you're doing, you're staying plugged into the calls, you're at events, you're doing the self-development stuff. That's why your business is starting to explode. That's why you're seeing those incremental growths in your business, is because you're putting in the work and you're doing the things necessary. You've eliminated the fear, right? You've said, I don't care what people say. I'm going to go do this because I believe in it and I know it can work. And I love the community that we're surrounded ourselves with. So I'm just going to say, I don't care what people think. I'm going to go do this. And you have done that. And that's why you are seeing such transformation in yourself and in your business. I'm so proud of who you are. And, I love talking with you and just the person that you are.
Well,
So-
thank you so much for that. And yeah, it's like I do believe in the business. I believe in the leadership in this business, and I have faith that as long as I show up and I forget that one quote in the Slight Edge. It's just do the thing and the power will come. So just show up and do it. I don't know how I'm going to do it. Like with this training in Jacksonville, I said, okay, I'm going. I have no idea if I'm going to take off work. I have no idea about the details. I just know I'm doing it. And
Right.
that's just my thought process.
I think that's great. And the Slight Edge, which Teresa's talking about, if you haven't ever read the book, it is really good. I agree. It is
Yeah.
eye-opening and life-changing.
Yeah,
It's
by
been-
Jeff Olson.
Jeff Olson, yeah, it's right here.
Jeff
You got
Olson
it?
Slayer. And then you got another one that, yes, there you go, right there, Christy. Yep. And then another one that many of you, if you haven't started with, it's GoPro by Eric Worre.
I'm
I've
listening.
got that on the other desk. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's just
I have it on Audible, so he's like yelling at you. You really drives the point home. It's great.
I love
Uh-huh.
It
The other
really
thing
was back
that-
here.
The other thing that's great about these things is, when you pick up something that's beneficial, share it with your team, share it with Facebook. When you share it out, you learn it more. I'm an educator as well. I actually have a degree in education. And one of the things that is so important is once you learn something, teach it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, you're
Shout
right.
out from the
Home.
rooftops.
Mhm. Thank you.
Thank you for saying that.
So
It's
good.
so true.
Yeah.
It's so true. It's like being I remember I remember God speaking to me one time and he was like, Jennifer, I want you to do a Bible study. And I was like, Me? You sure about that? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, I put one together. And like you're saying, Christy, it was so eye-opening for me. I learned more than being a participant in it. It was really cool. So I was like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing there, God.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Was there anything else you wanted to touch on? I'll touch on these
Mm.
last.
You go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, we talked about GoPro, Slight Edge, showing up, being a part of things. We will all be in Jacksonville, Florida, April 12th and 13th. If anybody can make it, the 12th is that evening at Dr. Colleen's house. We're having a beautiful big party, launch party. It'll be a lot of fun. And then the next day will be some training and teaching by everybody. So we can't wait to be down in Florida with a lot of you.
And let us know if you're
weeks.
going because we
Yeah.
want to make sure we get together afterwards and
Yeah,
see you guys because I know some of you are going to be driving in.
exactly.
I already booked my hotel and I'm going.
Awesome. Sweet.
You
Awesome,
too.
T.
And
And Rick,
Jana, you want to come with me? Yes.
And then the last thing I'll share, if Jen's got anything, is the Power Up Packs in this week. I know most of you on here, I think, probably have one. If you don't, or your teams, let them know the Power Up Packs in this weekend.
31st.
Yeah.
Sunday.
So, and if you don't know what those are, it's the Power Up Pack 1, you get 6,000 points. Power Up Pack 2, you get 14,000 points. And Power Up Pack 3, you get 30,000 points in your bank. And for the Power Up Pack 3s, I believe I'm gonna have some more tokens tomorrow that I can get out to you and your teams. And I want to, because if I get them, I want to use them for y'all. So anybody on you or your teams that wants a Power Up Pack 3, I do have a $200 off token that I think will be in my back office tomorrow, and I'll publish that. But if you do, just reach out to me and I'll send that over to you.
And I'll just say this, we were talking about this today. I was like, do you think they'll come out with more? And we don't know. We really don't. This could be the last time they do it. They did it once before when we launched
Launched last August, yeah.
and September. It was one at our convention, but this is the next time. But I think it's because they launched in Hong Kong that they did these. So we don't know when the next launch or promotion like this will come out. So just letting you know.
Yep. So,
Yeah, Rick, what you got? Oh, you're just saying hi, bye.
I was just waving.
Oh, okay. Well, if anybody has any questions, let us know. If not, it was so good to see all your faces
Was this
tonight.
beneficial for you guys? Let me know. Would y'all like to do like this? This is good. Okay. If
For
ever
sure.
you want topics like this, like Annie, you kind of spurred this, given your suggestion. So really, we listen. We want to help you
Thank
guys
you.
as much as we can. If this was not in depth enough, let me know. We'll come back on. We'll do it again. We really, really want to help however we can, if it's this topic or another. So we appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. We love you dearly.
Love you
and
too. Thank you.
We appreciate all
Thanks.
your
It's been encouraging and reinforcing.
Good night, everyone.
good.
Y'all have a great night.
Good night. Love you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
Bye.
you. Good night.